Hey, so I'm back for the fifth tutorial, for starters, but I want to say one thing. Just because I seem like all happy-dappy, I've had enough of this shit. I mean, I made these tutorials for a reason. Now, before you go saying, oh, you're just trying to be attention-seeking now, I'm not, okay? This is not for attention-seeking whatsoever. It's completely away from it. But I made these tutorials to try and help some people, and see if they would actually like it, and actually say they were helpful, but nope. Nobody said they're helpful, so I don't give a shit anymore. This is the last one I'm doing, and I'm taking them down. I'm listing them permanently at the end of the year. Until I see some people actually saying to me they're actually useful. So I'm sorry if you actually find them useful, because I'm taking them down at the end of the year because I've had enough of this shit. I'm feeling ungrateful. I'm doing something and I'm feeling like I'm completely like people have been fucking ungrateful towards me. Fuck that. Honestly, I've had enough. But anyway, if you don't like the fact I just ranted for like how long is it? Whatever it's recorded here. Yeah, whatever thing. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. I've had enough, okay? I'm trying to be nice here, trying to make this things for you, and you all just take it for granted. Okay? Okay, let me just modify that a bit because when I was shouting it seemed to have gone and cut a bit. So sorry if it does sound a bit quieter now, but I finally figured out how to get rid of all that noise, so I can have my bike a lot louder now. Anyway, let's get on to this fucking tutorial that seems like will be unlisted at the end of this year. That means all the tutorials as well, sorry, so unless I see some people saying to me that they are grateful for them being there and that they are useful in the actual comments of a few of all the videos, and I don't want the same person going to every single one just to try and make me feel good. That's just basically asking yourself for me to just unlist them quicker, to be honest. Attention seeking? No, I told you that. Anyway, I'm sorry if you liked them and you wanted me to make more, but this is the last one for now. Maybe I might make one in the future, but this is the last bad tutorial for SFM as we got so far. Okay, so I've set up a file here with some of my characters, and what I want to do for this tutorial is go more in depth on posing compared to what I'd done in my first ever tutorial. Because my first tutorial I just did a basic kind of poster. This one, and then I did the posing without rigs. This one is going to be more in depth of posing in posing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 different poses because there's 4 different characters. I'm going to put as much detail as I can into the poses to show you how to pose for like in detail a bit more better. So now, as you can see, like I've got much more hair, so it makes it a bit harder to to detail more hair. But this is pretty much what this is more to be about. It's to be more like to pose the hair along with the whole body. It's like how to pose the whole body to make it look not so stiff as people call it, but also to make the hair actually flow nicely with the poses you're doing. Now, what I'll do is I'll use Josephine here and my character here. Bear in mind, I do not allow anyone to use these unless I've given special permission to some people who can use them. Anyway, I'm going to do these two of doing two falling kind of poses. I'll have Josephine falling falling forward. I'll have my character falling back. So basically, my back will be facing the ground. Josephine's face will be facing the ground, kind of thing. So, and then I'll do some different types of fighting or running poses with Luna, and maybe even like maybe a fighting pose or something with Luna I. It's mainly you do this more for fucking posters where you're doing more like aeronautical shit. Fuck, I couldn't get the word out. But yeah, so if I'm asked, probably I will in editing just speed the process of making these up. But then I'd have to just go in. I'll have to just go into OBS, mute mic, and yeah, like this, just mute mic and continue. It'll make it shorter and a lot easier to understand. But anyway. Oh yeah, I still laugh at people that hate. I still laugh at people that try to hate against me. I find it super funny, like. But I don't have a lot to talk about in these videos, to be honest. I mean, I want to make more time lapses, but I just can't think of the right things to do. Like, because I try. I want to do some things. I want to show you some of the things. I want to get back into animating too, like practice a little bit of animating. Gets it so I can try and at least get an animation out during 2021 or something. Because at this point, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, all I do is just talk about random shit whenever I'm doing something that's leading towards the video. Or whatever. That's in the right place. That'll do. Fuck it. But I don't know, who actually likes to hear me ramble on about things? Because if you do, I wouldn't mind making a couple of videos like that. I don't mind to, like, expressing my opinion on things. I don't mind that at all. But it's only if you want to watch it. Now, with these poses, as I may as well go back onto the topic of the tutorial, with these poses, it's all dependent on how they're falling to give that kind of wind effect. Now, I just put Josephine's hands into fists because it's a lot easier to move fists than it is to model hands. Trust me, it takes a pain in the ass, long time, painstakingly. Oh, I don't fucking know what the word is. Long time just to do it. So now I will do the same thing and rig the model to make it easier to move and work with. Now, what I'm going to do, yeah, that angle's fine, is I'm going to make it seem like she's going to throw a punch while falling down. So we'll sort the legs out first, then I'll move the body, then move the arms, and then move the head, and then do the hair movements. Because remember, it's all about how it looks, the aesthetics of it. I'm no great teacher for SFM, but fucking hell, I'm trying. Now, there's different ways you can make the legs look, but I'll just make them basic for now. Move the spine just like upwards kind of thing. Oh yeah, just thing, you can move them all on these individual axes. So like you got your Z, you got your, they're all RGB, they're all represent one axis, like your X, Y, Z axis, and then this circular one, basically, this tiny one, basically rotates it on this fuck on the axis of which way the camera's facing. It's very good for when you're doing custom hairstyles, trust me. I had to make one recently, but I'm not telling who I made it for and why I made it, but I did. So now we've got somewhat of a decent pose. We're going to have right hand back, left hand, or whichever. I can't remember which hand it is. Which ones? Okay, so the right hand swinging down and left hand swinging up, okay? Simple. Right, then I'll just move the eyes and move the hair. That should be simple. I'll just time-lapse this part in the editing. And there we go. So, as you can see, what I did is I moved the hair in a way so that it looks like it's being affected by the wind as she falls. Now, if you want to go a bit further and beyond with this look, just for whatever reason you want to do, you can take hats and tilt them a little. Make sure that if you have a ponytailed model, that the ponytail still comes out of the area where it things, and see, it gives you more of a she's falling for a punch kind of thing aesthetic. Now I will time lapse myself, making myself into the falling backwards. Well, let's do it. And there we have it, falling back. Now, I didn't pose his face, as you can see, because you can hardly fucking see it because of the length of his hair at the front there. Now, as you can see, I did the last minute modification where I moved these apart. That makes it look more aesthetically pleasing. Now, there's loads of different falling things, and as you can see, I did use the hat thing like I did with Josephine, just to give it that bit more glare. Now, I'm going to time lapse making the other two without explaining, just to show you what I'm doing, and because I think this video is getting on now. Yes, it is, with the time lapses. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'll probably put it in the editing once I've heard all this. It'll probably just be on this ear or something. It'll say how long it's on the sides or something. Yeah. So I'm just going to think, close these others, and let's watch this one. Yes. Fuck's it with me, I'm fucking... And there we go. All these poses, more in depth. I did running pose, as you can see, and I did kind of a stand scared and ready to fight pose. I don't know what the fuck you'd call this. Now, how long's this been on? Oh, it might be a lot shorter though, because I got a time lapse part. But there you go. Bit more in depth, like I wanted to do. Remember that I am, and remember what I said at the beginning. I'm sorry, but I just had enough. Anywho, that's this tutorial done. Goodbye. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to stick this in for the fun of it. I do like making these, I really do, but sadly, I've come to the point where I think that they aren't needed. So, hope you enjoyed. Like, do what you want with the likes or the subscribe. I don't care about that. I'm not bothered. I don't give a shit. Subscribe if you want. You don't have to. Like if you want. You don't have to. Dislikes, I'll just laugh at you.